Scarcasm, Chase, Scar, Sam. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
Bruh, K-pop music is bullshit. Like, fam, let me tell y'all what happened to me this weekend.
And something to do with
my daughter was here,
Yep.
of course. My daughter was here, right? And we had my daughter is in the beginning stages of learning about music. Like, she's a percussionist, but we have like these really conversations about music. And she asked me about a conversation that we had previously during the summer where she played me a song from one of these Korean dudes that's a rapper. And like my estimation of it is, I don't know what he's saying, but it sounded like he can rap, but he was kind of like his voice didn't move the song along, and the beat was just consistent. And it there was nothing about that song that actually pushed the song forward in any way. And like trying to explain that to her, like she didn't quite understand what I was saying. And I was explaining to her like the whole idea about like 808s and stuff like that, and how like your rhythm section can really carry a song. Like if your singer or rapper has a kind of a monotone and it doesn't really go up or down, or they can't create a melody with their voices, then like your rhythm section can really carry a song forward. Or like, you can play around with the background music and it can really carry a song. But if the song is just a sample going over and over again, and the bass and the drums just keep with the exact same pattern and doesn't move, then the song is inherently just not good. So she asked me about that, and we had this really long conversation, and I was trying to show her examples of what I was talking about in both ways, trying to show her examples of the rhythm section moving a song along, and like the example of like the rhythm section staying consistent and the person using their voice and the melody to move a song along. So she wanted to play me she wanted me to play some of this K-pop nonsense. So we sat here for hours and she kept trying to play this stuff. And every song that she played me, I could track it back to the black person they took that from. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every single time I was like, that's Beyonce, right? Or like, that's Nicki Minaj, right? Or like, and it just, like, one dude is a rapper and like, he sounds just like Busta Rhymes. It's just not in English. He sounds exactly like Busta Rhymes. And I was like, I was like, first of all, these rapper dudes really have a respect for New York rappers. And she was like, well, who's a New York rapper? And I named like the top of all time New York rappers, like Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas type thing. And she was like, yeah, that's who they said they're influenced by, like that type of thing. But like this one dude sounded just like Busta Rhymes. And like every single time she kept playing a song and I was like, that's this, right? Or like I would pick out a person who it sounds like, or I would pick out a song. It was just like, hey, that's just this song in Korean. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what this sounds like. And I wasn't paying too much attention to what they were saying. I was paying attention, and I was kind of teaching her how to listen to a song and figure out like the feeling of the song, and like how how a song moves you. And like I was playing examples of like name your favorite songs. Like your favorite songs always kind of move you in some way. Like you may not always know it, you may not understand what you're feeling, but your favorite songs move you in some way. And that, that you can attribute that 100% to the music. So she just kept going and she thought that she was going to impress me with any of this stuff. And every single time I was just like, yeah, that's this person or that's this song. And like some of the shit was like, like some of the stuff that they were doing, like, oh, they just came out with a song like a couple months ago, but it sounds like a song that came out in 2009. Like, it was like, this shit is 10 years old. Like, you know what I mean? So like for somebody like you who's 11, like you were a fucking baby when the real song came out, but now you're thinking that this K-pop shit is actually good and it's really just a facsimile of something 10 years old. And she just kept going. Now, personally, I made sure that I signed into her Google account and her YouTube so that shit would not be on mine and I wouldn't get this shit suggested to me. But then afterwards, she kept sending me fucking videos of like, you should listen to this. You should listen to this. And I was just like, none of this shit is going to impress me. And now since we're not sitting at the computer under your profile, I'm definitely not looking at any of this shit under mine. And it was just like, this K-pop nonsense is just a whole bunch of bullshit. Like, that's just my estimation of it. It was just like, it's just bullshit. And like, I couldn't figure out why someone would listen to this over the people they were stealing this shit from or people that they were trying to be like. Like, why would you, why would you listen to why would you listen to a copycat Busta Rhymes instead of just listening to Busta Rhymes?
Right. You know why, Scar? Because rap is crap. That's why. According to the
no, country and rap is crap.
Okay.
The yeah, it is weird, man, because like it's like in America there was like, I mean, that's not to say that there's not an underground in Japan, but it's not as dismissive of like just listening to something that's completely manufactured. It's like it's the norm. You're like, all this shit is completely manufactured. It's like boy bands, but nobody gave boy bands really nobody took it seriously, you know what I mean? But it's like that manufacturedness of music never ended in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, I mean, it's still happening here. Like a lot of modern music is just manufactured, recycled garbage. But
it's not celebrated.
To young people it is, like, because young people don't know any better. And that's what I was trying to tell my daughter, like, you don't know any better because like when this shit was coming out, you were a baby or you were, you know what I mean? Like you weren't even born when some of this shit that they're doing came out. You know what I mean? Like, so like this shit seems new to you, but it's not new to anybody who knows anything about music that isn't 10 or 11 years old. You know what I mean? And it was in my estimation, it was not bad by any stretch. Like it was not bad. And from what it sounded like, it was not terrible. It just sounded like it sounded too familiar to me, if that makes sense. Like yeah. It didn't sound terrible. It just sounded like something that somebody had already done.
Well, that's the thing. Like that's, to put it frankly, I mean, it's not for you. It's not for me. It's not for us. It's for kids, basically. Tweens, teens, early teens, or whatever. That's who they're looking to get.
Yeah, and I mean, and I know that, but it's just, I don't know. I just find it all.
But then again, like the same shit we were listening to when we were like in 7th grade. We'll probably still hear like a Stone Temple Pilots song and be like, "That's my shit."
But there's nothing wrong with Stone Temple Pilots. I think that think the best analogy that you can use to rival this is like early hip hop, and depending on really leaning on a whole bunch of samples of what came before it. But at least with early hip hop, this was a sample. It was a piece of a song, and yes, some of it, like when we got the Bad Boy and Puffy, and they was just using like the song instead of
using songs that they grew up with.
Yeah, they were using the song instead of just like a piece of the song. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah, like that cashmere
No,
shit.
I mean, I remember, like, no, yeah, like, the hip hop from the 80s, go back and look at it, that same, they literally took the music from, like, 70s, soul and funk songs, and were just big, like Rapper's Delight is it's a stolen song from, I forgot what band.
It is not a stolen song from Good Times. It is they actually did not sample that song. There was actually a band playing the song while they were rapping. So
No, it
that
wasn't
was
Good Times. No, it wasn't Good Times. No, there was another one.
Rapper's Delight is Good Times, ain't it?
No, it wasn't. There was one that sounded just like it, and I was like, holy crap, that's where they got it from.
I'm pretty sure that Good
That's not
Times.
what it sounds like to me, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, that might be what people say, but it sounds like something else to me. But it was that, and there was something else that I heard. It was just like, holy crap, that's a 70s song.
As far as I know, Good Times is. Hold on. Good Times is Rapper's Delight.
No, it sounds completely different to me. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's actually, I just looked it up. It is. It's Good Times, but instead of it being a sample, they actually had a band. There was actually a band in the studio playing the song.
That sounds even worse.
You sound even worse.
Well, damn, Sam. How you feel?
Nice shirt, jeez.
Y'all Skyping a little bit. Is it just me?
It might be.
Can y'all hear each other? Okay. As long as y'all can hear each other, we good. But yeah, that happened to me. How's your week been? We'll start with you, Chase.
I haven't really done anything or played anything, but I have done something.
And that is?
I've been working on fixing up my own Plex server. Been thinking about it for a while because we have a bunch of DVDs and stuff, and you know, like some of them we're like, hey man, it's been a while since we watched this, but just thinking about, man, going all the way in the living room and bringing the DVD all the way to the bedroom, and then like if it's a TV show, we're gonna have to change disc every like 3 episodes. So I was like, be cool to like get this thing actually set up, and I haven't put any money into it because it's actually free to use it. It's just the premium thing. You get a lot of extra features, like pretty much making it like Netflix, where everybody can have their own user in the household, you know, so they can have their own progress and stuff like that. So, but and it's not like something to where it goes to a cloud or anything. You just have the hard drive separate on your computer, and set Plex to say that's the hard drive that it's saved on, and it Plex does everything for you. Like it gets all the titles and all the information about the movies, all the actresses. Like it looks like a streaming service, you know what I mean? But it's your shit on your hard drive. And I've tried it at someone else's house, and it streamed fine. All I can really do is DVDs though, because I don't have a Blu-ray drive in any PC.
You know what? I thought about this a long time ago, and I was going to do it. But what had happened was, in the early days of the Giant Bomb, I really used to like Jeff Gerstmann, and he used to talk about like just taking an old computer and just hand breaking all of his DVDs and stuff like that, got rid of them, and then just put it all on the old computer and just use that as a server to like serve his movies to like wherever he was. And I thought that was a cool idea. But see, here's the thing. I felt the same thing with WordPress. Was just like, yeah, I could learn this, but I didn't really want to take the time to actually learn it. Like I actually bought because before Plex was like an app, and like I spent money on the Plex app for and then I just never got around to it. It was like a sale. So it was like a sale on the Plex app. So I only spent like $5, but,
Oh, the one on mobile?
I think it was. Because I was like, well, I can put all of this stuff at home and then I can serve it to me when I'm at work. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. But so I thought about it, but it was just, like I said, it was just like WordPress to me, where it was just like, I probably should know this. I probably should learn this, but I don't have the patience to do this.
Yeah,
I thought about doing that with my CDs also.
yeah, I didn't. I'm not going to get rid of the DVDs. I just wanted it to be to where, like, we can stream shit, and then you can make collections to where, like, I just want to watch all the Die Hard movies today, and you just hit play on the Die Hard collection, and it will play them all back to back, without having to change anything.
Yeah, see, ever since I moved from, like, when I got fired, my whole collection is like in a storage unit. You know what I mean? It's all like in a storage unit in boxes. And like sometimes I do think about like some of them streaming services, and I was just like, man, I wish I could watch that movie. And like if I would have went through with this, I would have access to what I was looking for without having to try to figure out if it's on a streaming service or not. So it's kind of I look at it as it was just a kind of laziness on my part because I didn't want to take the time to learn it. Kind of like how I did with the website. With the website, I originally I had a website where I was paying monthly for basically like a self-contained social media website.
Mm-hmm.
And like no one was using it. I was spending like $20 a month for the website, and like no one was using it. And then like they started changing their system, and I was like, okay, then I'll just go to WordPress. And then like the idea of having to learn WordPress was just like, no, you know what? Let me just do fucking Blogger. And that's what, like, I mean, it turned out to be a good thing because like the website is just a Blogger website, which makes everything like super easy. But like, at the time, like I probably should have put more time into having to learn this stuff, but I was basically having to do all of this stuff on the fly. Like, you know what I mean? And I was just kind of like, do I have time to learn WordPress or Plex and all of this kind of stuff? Also, while I'm trying to figure out what the fuck to do with the podcast and all of that kind of stuff, which I'm way more interested in the podcasting stuff than anything else.
Right.
But so did you already got started on this?
Yeah, I asked Fred Rojas, our boy Rojas,
Homie Rojas,
because he I'd heard him talk about it, that he had everything set up for a while. So I knew pretty much what I needed to do. I just didn't want to go searching around for shit and finding some bogus programs when I know that he knows all the best programs to use already.
So are you using Handbrake?
Yeah, I'm using Handbrake and a program called Make MKV, because that one is the one that actually rips the DVD into an MKV file, and then you take the MKV file and use Handbrake to import it into MP4.
Okay. So Plex can't use MKVs?
It can. But on like little Rokus and like things like that, it's pretty much a lossless file, and they're really big too. They're like 6 gigs for a movie, when MP4 is like a gig, and they can buffer, and they could like, because your little Roku isn't going to be able to handle that shit.
Yeah, I knew that those files were big, from my porn downloading stages, but yeah, I just thought that MKV would have been like the clearer picture, but like these days we have like Blu-rays and shit like that, and that would be massive file sizes.
Yeah, like my DVDs are like 6 gigs MKV, and the Blu-rays, I don't even know what they would even be. So
right, I don't even watch Blu-rays. Like I never fully switched over. Like I have a few, but I never actually switched over. I think I'm.
And if you're sitting back on the couch and you're watching a movie yes, 480p is a lot different than 1080p. Like usually 480 to 1080, yes, that's a big difference. But when you're sitting back on the couch, you're not going to notice the imperfections. You're not going to be looking at it like with your face up to the screen. Yeah, when you put your face up to the screen, it's going to look like shit. But you're not watching the movie like that. You're watching the movie on the couch.
Right.
Yeah.
And like Blu-ray seems like a terrible idea for like porn.
Maybe.
Like seeing all of those like imperfections and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
seem like a good idea for porn. Like, let's be honest.
I'm just saying when porn went to HD, it was a mistake because you can see everything.
Bruh, Lawrence Fishburne's daughter. Like, for real? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you'll see plenty of that.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, her butt looks like she's part cheetah. Like, she has so many marks and stuff on her butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we good.
But
I don't need all that. I don't need all that clarity, bruh.
And I've also heard like some older movies that like a lot of the special effects were dependent on a little bit of grain. Like, so I heard that like the Blu-ray, Ultra Blu-ray of Predator, you can really tell that shit's like a green screen, and like shit starts looking faker because it's so clear.
Yeah, and then some of the remasters can really fuck things up. Like the there's like a whole community that are like really pissed off at the Buffy and Angel remasters, because like the company that remastered the shit, like they shot it full frame or whatever like that, but of course, like at the time it was 4:3.
Yeah.
Like there's some parts of the remasters where like the 4:3 actually cut off the cameraman that's over here, but like you can actually see him.
That's what they did in Star Trek: The Motion Picture when they went to the whole like full screen or not the widescreen. Yeah, you can see like parts of the set.
Yeah, you can actually see like people people working.
Yeah. Back then it was like, oh, don't worry about that. It's all going to get cut off when they chop it. Well, it's fine.
And then they did some really shitty color corrections in Angel and stuff like that. So like Angel is like standing by the window in fucking daylight. It's like, you know, he's a fucking vampire, right? Like, why the fuck would you color correct this to make it seem like it's fucking daytime, you idiot? Like, there's a whole bunch of shit like that
I was wondering about that because, like, I think Amber was watching Buffy again, and I was like, I didn't know this was widescreen. Is it zoomed in or stretched or something? And no, so that was weird.
Yes. Yeah, when they redid them and tried to make them widescreen, like the company who did it just had no regard for the actual like what you're supposed to be seeing. Some of the stuff was cut.
I mean, I understand that people are like, just like they were back in the day when you had a widescreen movie on a 4:3 TV. What's with the black bars? It cuts off the screen. I was like, no, it's not. It's just fitting in there. That's the same thing.
People will go into Blockbuster and complain about like, what the heck is this?
Yes, I used to work in a video store. I know this.
So yeah, it was really hard to like. So yeah, like a 4:3 on a widescreen TV, you had the black bars on the side. But I mean, if you're watching in a dark room or whatnot, you're not going to notice the shit. I'd rather see it in the way it's supposed to be than have someone stretch it out or like blow it out or something, you know, to where it looks like shit.
You know, no, I actually pulled out my old VCR recently. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch some movies. I'm gonna watch Air Force One. I'll tell you right now because I've seen it on Showtime recently. I'm like, okay, well in HD I don't know, something you can see like the CG. It's just really really obvious. Like when the plane's going by, you can tell that's a fucking computer. In the VHS version, it was like, okay, this actually looks okay. I don't know.
Yeah, because that's how it was meant to be viewed. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing with Twister. Like you can, if you look at that now and like in HD, it's painful. But I'm pretty sure if you went back and looked at that old VHS, it'd be all right.
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, even a DVD, because a DVD is really the same resolution as a VHS. It's just a clearer transfer. You know, I mean, they're all 480, but
well, like I posted on Facebook like not that long ago. I was like, this is me in 1999. I can't wait for The Matrix to come out on VHS. This is me in 2001. I can't wait for The Matrix to come out on DVD. 2009. Oh, man, The Matrix is going to look great in Blu-ray. And then now it's like, it's going to look great in 4K. So we're just buying The Matrix over and over again. Because it's like the one movie that people use to test like how good the quality of their image is.
No, I'm going to tell you. What used to be the shit when like Blu-ray and stuff first came out, you really wanted to convince somebody that HD was the shit. Planet Earth was everything, like absolutely everything. If you really wanted to convince somebody that HD was everything, like Planet Earth used to be the shit. Just like seeing these animals and shit like that, it was like, yo, what the fuck's going on here? Like this shit looks fucking amazing. Planet Earth was the shit. I actually have if I'm not mistaken, I have Planet Earth on HD DVD. I also have the first season of Heroes on HD DVD that I never opened.
Well, I had a Laserdisc. We had a Laserdisc, and we had like 2 movies. I think one of them was Home Alone. Forgot what the other one was.
Yeah, I never did the Laserdisc thing. I did buy in the HD DVD because I was a Microsoft person.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to fight the power on Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
Yeah, I you know what? I still think HD DVD was the better format. To this day, it was the better format. You could do cool things a lot earlier than when they actually finally figured out Blu-ray. Like they had like these cool fucking menus and shit like that, all of that stuff that Blu-ray figured out later. But HD DVD already had that shit because it was just an advancement of the format that you were already fucking using. So like, okay, we know how to use this because we know how to use the other thing. It's just a better version of that. But like with Blu-ray, like you had to figure out all new shit. So, fucking, I'm still kind of upset about HD DVD. Like a part of me is still upset.
Well, how did HD DVDs, like the backs, like were they, like the actual disc, was it, like Blu-rays are a little bit more scratch resistant than DVDs? I wondered if
I don't know. Like I didn't really use them that often, but like it just looked like a DVD to me. Like I don't know if there was like some more scratch resistance or more layers or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like it just looked like a DVD. It just came in a fucking different case.
That was one thing I didn't understand about like Blu-rays. Well, I understood it, but I understand people because like Blu-ray, you can hold so much information on them, way more information than a DVD.
Yeah.
And you could fit a whole season of a show on one Blu-ray. Well, but when they were doing that, stupid people, were like, "Why is it only one disc? What's going on? Are you trying to jip me? What's happening?" So then they started putting like multiple discs of Blu-rays on like for like a TV show.
Yep.
Because people are stupid.
People are dumb. Yeah. Very much so. I mean, if you could fit it all on the disc, fit it all on the disc. Like people just kind of dumb in general. Like, like I said, I worked in a video store, so I understand this. Like, I understand this, like, with people in their movies and shit like that, like, how fucking dumb people are. Like, I had a lady that fucking, like, when The Matrix came out, she rented The Matrix every fucking day for months, and eventually they just gave her the fucking movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they was just like, you know what? You can just fucking have this. You've already paid for this through, like, renting this every day. You've already overpaid for this 5 fucking times. Just have it. Just take it. Like, that literally happened. Like, she re-rented The Matrix every day for, like, 2 months. It's just like, you could have just bought it, lady. Like, you could have just bought it instead of renting it every fucking day.
Yeah.
And there was this one guy who, like, kept re-renting The Jackal over and over again. And, like, I don't know what it was about The Jackal. He really fucking loved that movie, but he would re-rent The Jackal at least once a week.
What about your favorite Granny movie?
I mean, Granny the Tranny, but that wasn't like one person that wasn't just one person re-renting, Granny the Tranny, but like Granny the Tranny never stayed in the building. Like when somebody returned it, somebody else took it back out. I don't know what the big deal about Granny the Tranny was, but that I don't know what it was about that movie, but that shit never stayed in stock. Like it was like the moment it came in, it was like a revolving door. At some point, we probably should have just like not even put it back on the shelf. It was just like, yeah, it's back. Like, I mean, whoever wants it this time.
What if there was like drugs going on? It was like, yeah, I put the stuff in Granny the Tranny. You better go.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Got that Gran.
I got that Gran and the Gran.
I know, I got that Gran. You know what? That is the show title. Got that Gran. That is definitely the show title. But you know what? I haven't really played a whole lot. I did play a smidgen, but not enough to really talk about the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. So once I play more, I'll have more to talk about. But I haven't really played a whole lot. I have watched some stuff. Shows are coming back out. So I'm still watching Wu-Tang. That last episode was like really real. I dig Wu-Tang. The Wu-Tang, what's it called? An American Saga? I think it's called An American Saga. I'm digging that show. I picked Legion back up.
Well,
Legion is fucking weird. Like, it's super fucking weird. And most of the time I'm watching Legion, like, I have no idea what I'm watching. It's like, it's one of those shows that is like really hard to follow. It's kind of like, it's kind of like Mr. Robot in that aspect of like, sometimes it just kind of goes crazy and you're just like, what just happened?
Okay. That happens if I miss an episode and then I come in for the next episode. I'm like, wait, huh?
Yeah, it's just, crazy. The Good Place is back. I watched that episode. I hate the fact that like I have to watch The Good Place like every week and the episodes are short, because it's a sitcom.
I was completely underwhelmed. Like it just looked like an extension of the last episode.
Yes, I feel the same, but I can't really talk about it because like, it's new and not everybody has seen it, so I just want to reiterate. I really hate the Derek actor. I really, really hate that man. You know what? I think
he was in John Wick 3, and I wanted to die.
I liked him in the League. He basically played the same guy that he is.
Yeah, that's him in pretty much everything he's in.
Yeah. And that's why I thought he was the actual monster on what's that the animated show on Netflix about puberty?
Stranger Things? I don't know.
But shit, it's gonna come to me at some point. But yeah,
I was in John Wick 3 and I was like,
I've never seen any of the John Wick movies. I don't. That's not a source of pride for me.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, they're exactly what you think. They are what you think they are.
Well, our boy, Devin Cox had one of the co-executive producers of the Wu-Tang Clan show on his podcast recently.
That's awesome. I haven't made it because I've been listening to a new podcast. It's kind of a new podcast, but it's kind of like a TV show type deal. Well, first of all, We're Alive is back. For all my We're Alive people, we back, dog. But that's not what I'm talking about. They are doing another season of Orphan Black, but in podcast or / audiobook form.
That's strange.
And so far, it's really good. But like, you can't just download it. You have to download an app called Serial Box, and you have to buy it from them.
So it's a paid podcast?
Yes. But it's kind of like a podcast / audiobook. Like, they've released the first 2 episodes. You can listen to those for free. And then like, you have to pay like $12.99 for the season, and they're releasing them every Thursday.
Yeah, I was wondering when people were going to start like having podcasts you had to pay for.
Well, this isn't the first time I've heard about Cereal Box, but this is the first time that Cereal Box has gotten something that I care about personally. You know what I mean? And there was a place where you could get audiobooks in podcast form. I think it was a website called Podiobooks. Back in the day that already did this. So it wasn't like, it's not like this is a new thing. So this isn't like that big of, it's not that big of a deal other than the fact that they finally had some content that I really care about.
But yeah, there was one that kept popping up on my Facebook feed about Woodstock 99, and then it was like a premium podcast. And I was like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, there's with podcast, it's like one of those things to where it's like, it has to be something really good, for me to want to put money down on it because there's so much free stuff available.
Yeah.
But like, it's, if you make it easy for me to get like this, then I'll be fine. Like, and I can, I can use my Google rewards money to pay for this shit, and I don't really feel it. So like, it's not like it's really coming out of my pocket,
Yeah. Sounds good, bruh.
Which I want to use my Google rewards money and rent fucking Spider-Man, and it's not available to rent. It's just you got to buy it for $20, and I got like just over $20 for my Google rewards money, and I'm fucking mad about this shit because I don't want to buy Spider-Man. I just want to see it.
I think you can start renting it like once the actual physical copy comes out.
Okay,
that's how it is on Apple, because like I couldn't rent Godzilla until Godzilla came out physically.
Okay,
gotta get that physical in, bruh.
Yeah, they gotta make their money first, and then you can start renting stuff.
Yeah, I haven't played a game. I haven't really played very many games, but I have been watching some people play a game. Now, I'm gonna talk about this, and then there's a game that's coming out, and it's called Planet Zoo. It comes out at the beginning of November. If you paid for like the premium edition, you could get in the beta and you can play the game now. There's a game called Planet Coaster. The same people made Planet Coaster, and it's basically like a very, very detailed roller coaster tycoon type game. It's like extremely, extremely detailed. But I'm having a problem while watching these people play Planet Zoo because I really want to know about like the zoo part. But like almost everything that you do in this game, like there are some things that are pre-built, but most of it you have to build yourself. Like you put down a shop and it is like the shell of a shop and it looks like fucking pre-painted fucking drywall, and you have to put the walls and the roof and all of this kind of shit on the building to make it look like you want to. So like most of the time I'm sitting there watching these people play the game, I'm spending most of my time watching them fucking design shit and not actually like making a fucking zoo. And I'm just like, if I'm going to spend all of my time designing shit and not actually making a zoo, why the fuck would I buy this? Cause I was like super interested in the game, and now I'm just kind of like, man, fuck this. I never got around to Planet Coaster because like, it was never really on sale, and I didn't know if my computer would be able to run it because like some of these YouTubers, fucking Planet Zoo is making their fucking computer chug like a motherfucker, dropping frames like crazy. And these are people who like make fucking videos for a living and like is making they shit chug. So like I know it's going to wreak havoc on my i5. So I was really trying to see like, is this game something that I would enjoy? But like, I can't find out whether I'm going to enjoy it or not, because the part that I really want to find out about is not the part that they're doing. They're just fucking designing shit for most of the episode. And it's frustrating the fuck out of me because I just want to see people make a fucking zoo. I don't want to see them build a fucking building. I don't want The Sims. I want a fucking zoo. Like, why are we not getting a fucking zoo here?
Get your zoo, man. Don't let anybody tell you can't have a zoo.
I just want fucking zoo, though. And like, hopefully, like once the game comes out, like it has Steam Workshop integration, so like you can buy this stuff. Like, I mean, you can download this stuff that people have already made to go around these fucking buildings and whatever like that. But right now, everybody's building their shit from scratch, and it's fucking annoying.
So, is there a ability to slap a tiger in this one?
I'm pretty sure. No, actually, no. There's not. I don't think you can. Which sucks, because I would.
How many years now have you wanted to slap a tiger? Since that Milo stuff came out? Was it Milo or was it something else?
No, it was black and white, wasn't it?
No, there was that project
No.
that they were coming out with for Connect or whatever.
No, and then there was that but it was that game. Was it Connectimals?
Oh, was that what it was? I thought it was like
Connectimals. It was Connectimals. You could slap a tiger in black and white too, though. I used to like black and white, but like you just had a fucking animal that you just made your animal like do shit, and like when your animal did something wrong, you just slap the shit out of it. Like, cool with me.
Cool with me.
What y'all got? Because I don't think I have a whole lot of anything else except for I want to talk about this Star Wars shit. So I'll let y'all run, and then I want to talk about this Star Wars shit.
I just been kind of watching through some of my DVDs since I put them on the Plex. Been kind of cool. Me and the kids watched E.T.
Did you cry?
Yes.
No, I'm not confront you, dog. Like, I have not seen E.T. a lot, but every time that shit get me every fucking time, dog. I don't know what it is. It's something about it. Like every fucking time I see E.T., that shit always get me, bro.
Yeah, and I'm still not done. We've got a shitload of shit to do. But we watched E.T. and then we watched what did we watch next? Oh, The Truman Show, and then we watched Rush Hour.
I just watched a video about The Truman Show. Where they were talking about, like, you know, this dude does like things you didn't know about The Truman Show or like a bunch of different stuff. It's kind of interesting and kind of not. So
yeah,
sometimes like he talks way too much instead of actually talking about the things, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually watched The Truman Show one. I liked The Truman Show at the time. I don't know, like The Truman Show doesn't work now. Now that we all have fucking camera phones and like people are fucking Instagram models and stuff like that, and people are basically broadcasting their life, like with the advent of like Justin TV, it kind of fucked the whole Truman Show thing up.
Well, I guess a Truman Show would be like what's different about that is we still don't have someone who doesn't know that they're in a show, that their whole life is a show, and they've been there since they were born.
You really think most of these people posting all of this shit don't realize that they obviously some of these people have like a mental disconnect and they don't understand that they're like, they don't understand the world around them. So it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I guess the word like our first, like sometimes we'll get in the heat of things and we'll forget, wait a minute, this is going to be posted. People are going to be hearing this. Oh yeah, maybe
Scarlett reminds me, did you see, you saw last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., didn't you?
Yeah, I finally watched it, yes.
There was Deke's girlfriend who was Instagramming everything, including like when they did that raid, and she was Instagramming during the raid.
Yeah, like, bro, what are you doing? Like, she was like in the bathroom, like she was about to cry and shit. And then like the moment Deke shows up, like she's mad at him because he took so long to fucking find her. Like, bitch, if you, like my life was on the line. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I came here for you, but my life was on the line. Bitch, if you don't get the fuck out of here. And then
she's like, I came back from Starbucks or whatever, and they're in here shooting.
Yeah, and like she was so into her phone, she had no idea when she walked in the fucking building that like, bruh, the place has been cleared out. Niggas in here shooting. She had no idea. All she did was show up with the fucking Starbucks or whatever like that. And like, she called him because he wasn't there. And he was like, bitch, they shooting. What are you doing?
Oh, that was the post-credit scene, like him finding her and her getting mad at, you know, every episode has like a little post-show scene or whatever.
Uh-huh.
That was the one for that one. She was like, just getting mad at him and stuff. That was great.
She ended up in a fucking relationship with the dude that he told
Oh, the
her.
dude that saved her.
Yeah, the dude. No, Deke actually saved her and then said, "Go with this dude. I gotta go with them."
The actual agent, the one that was undercover.
Yeah.
Well, I just pulled the show. I'm sorry.
That shit don't matter. Like, it's so early in the season. Like, it don't matter.
But yeah,
shout out to Deke, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I've been watching. Just some old movies that we have. They got that Truman Show. We watched Rush Hour, and then is
Rush Hour still funny?
Parts. It's funny that Rush Hour got better reviews than I thought. That Money Talks was funnier than Rush Hour.
I'm Team Money Talks personally.
Yeah,
I'm Team Money Talks.
Yeah, me too. So,
I think Rush Hour is better reviewed because of the Jackie Chan angle.
Yeah,
I mean Jackie Chan, much better person than Charlie Sheen. This is pre Tiger Blood Charlie Sheen, but still Jackie Chan better than Charlie Sheen. Let's be honest.
Yeah. but yeah, that's it.
Okay, Sam.
Hey, just imagine if Rush Hour had failed, we would not have gotten X-Men 3 the way it came out.
True. That is a true statement. If Rush Hour had failed, we would not. The X-Men 3: The Last Stand would not be X-Men 3: The Last Stand.
I haven't seen X-Men 3: The Last Stand, so what?
It's terrible.
It was fucking terrible. Bruh, I'm gonna tell you.
So what does that have to do with Rush Hour?
Because Brett Ratner,
the guy who directed Rush Hour.
He directed the Rush Hours. If Rush Hour wasn't a success, they wouldn't have asked him to direct a bigger movie. Because Brett Ratner was a fucking music video. He did music videos before Rush Hour and stuff like that. So if Rush Hour would have failed, he probably would have went back to music videos and he wouldn't have fucked up X-Men. So, but let me tell you, oh shit, I lost what I was getting ready to say. I was getting ready to say something and then you asked a question about Brett Ratner.
Something about X-Men 3, maybe, I don't know.
Oh yeah, this is, okay, here's, I can tell you one thing about X-Men 3 that'll fucking tell you what kind of movie X-Men 3 is. In the movie, Juggernaut actually says, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." He actually says, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." Bruh, that was just a funny fucking video. Please tell me you've seen "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch."
Yes.
Yeah.
Charles, he got my head.
I'll beat your ass with Charles. But in the movie, in X-Men 3, Kitty Pryde puts the Juggernaut in the floor. She kind of phases him through the floor.
Oh, okay.
Are you eating again during the fucking show?
Eat it, Chase. Eat it.
It's 10:00 at night.
Eat it.
But anyway, Kitty Pryde phases him and puts half of him in the floor so he couldn't fucking do his Juggernaut thing. And he actually says "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch," and he says that and he's trying to be serious about it. He doesn't even fucking laugh. This is fucking laughable. But he says that as a serious fucking statement in that movie. That tells you fucking Magneto takes all of his people, they're on the Golden Gate Bridge. He just picks the fucking bridge up and carries them all to where they're going. He just takes the whole fucking bridge. What the fuck is happening in this movie, dog? It's bad. It's laughably bad. And wanted Vinnie Jones playing the Juggernaut?
Yeah, Vinny's a footballer, Vinnie Jones, yeah.
Yeah, Vinnie Jones is playing the fucking Juggernaut. Who looks? I mean, he seems like a pretty big dude, but he's not fucking Juggernaut big. He look the Juggernaut look like he's fucking vegan. What?
Juggernaut from Deadpool 2 was more Juggernaut.
I still have not seen Deadpool 2, and I know that's something that I need to correct.
It was pretty funny.
but it's not something. It's not something that I can rent, which is kind of weird.
There's a couple of good Blink If You Miss Them cameos that are really funny.
He actually says, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." Like, for real. And that tells you what the fuck kind of bullshit that X-Men 3 is.
That was like some Brett Ratner line. He's like, "Hey Vinny, hey Vinny, check this out. Say this."
Right. Such fucking nonsense. All right. What else y'all got?
Speaking of which, like, I like how Bryan Singer in Days of Future Past gave Brett Ratner the finger by fixing everything that he messed up.
Yeah. Personally, I'm not one of those people that think that all of the X-Men movies are crap. Like, I'm not a hater in that. I'm not a hater of the X-Men movies. I know that there's some that are better than others.
Well, I thought that there was a few there that a lot of people really liked, and then they kind of started sucking, kind of like a lot of things do.
No, somewhere exists.
I didn't even think Apocalypse was that bad. Somewhere
exists a tape somewhere of me and my friends leaving the theater when we saw the first X-Men movie. We basically it was podcasting before podcasting. My friend had a tape recorder and he recorded us giving our thoughts on like how bad that movie sucked. Somewhere it exists, somewhere in somebody's backyard or box in the attic or something.
Yeah, I really liked the movie. Other than like the first movie, like the only part that's like, come on, dog, was the fucking the storm line to Toad. Like that is the only cringy. Like for me, that is the only cringe worthy part of that movie.
What was it? Because I tried to block that movie out of my.
You know what happens to a toad that's struck by lightning? Same thing happens to everything else, or some bullshit like that. She said.
Oh yeah, that sounds really stupid.
Yeah, it sounds really fucking dumb. Like,
Chase with the well. Actually, I said a toad, and I said him on.
That had nothing to do with the toad, but I was going to say that it seems like those memes where people will make and they'd be like, "Hey, look at this person. This would be let's do this Hollywood." This person as this character, this person, this character, they're perfect. And then they do that, and then they're not really that good. They just kind of look like the person. Like,
well, Halle Berry didn't look like Storm. Like, who would have been the perfect Storm? Like,
Nona Gay? Nona Gay?
No. Iman.
Did she fit the age at the time?
It doesn't matter. Like, she's a mom. Like, bruh, what is we doing right now? Like, soon as you say that, you can see it. Like, how can you not see that? That is the perfect Storm. Actually, I think if they ever recast Storm as somebody a little bit older, I think the chick who if y'all ever seen American Gods, the chick who plays Bilquis, I think she would be a perfect Storm.
You just keep saying the perfect Storm.
I know. I realized that after the first time I said it, and then I was just kind of like, fuck it. Which was not a very good movie to me. Like, it was not. I didn't really love The Perfect Storm.
One of my friends, when I was living with a friend of mine, we went to he bought himself a DVD player, and he's like, "I need some DVDs." Like, all right, let's go see what we got. He insisted on buying The Perfect Storm. Like, dude, I've seen that. It's not very good. Yeah. And this time I heard from him, he's like, "Yo, that movie was garbage."
Bruh, you want to? What is the movie that like you had high hopes for, and then you were just like, "Bruh"? I'm gonna tell you one of mine.
All right, go for it.
All right, and I ain't even gonna say it right because it deserves not for you not to say the title correctly. But The Day After Tomorrow, bruh, that movie was fucking horrible, and it looked so interesting. The Day After Tomorrow looked so interesting, and like the movie was fucking horrible.
I probably have to say one of those superhero movies, the early ones, like the ones in the early 2000s, probably something where the trailer looks great. Then when you watch it, and you're like, "What is this?"
Yeah, yeah. What is it? Chase, what is your biggest disappointment in a movie? A movie that you had high hopes for, and then it just didn't turn out to be very good at all.
I'd have to think about it.
Which was it Booty Talk 11 or Booty Talk 12?
Chase don't know nothing about no booty talk.
Uh,
They're still making those. They're still making those. They're up to like 100 and something.
For real? Like,
Either that or somebody just put it online as a joke. But like in like 2005, they were up to like 70 something.
wow. I mean, that used to be the joke, though. Like, let's be honest.
The early ones were good. After that, they were just like, man, whatever.
I mean, it had everybody in it. Like, everybody who you needed to see was in the Booty Talk series. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like the Booty Talk series and like West Coast Productions was like Marvel. You know what I mean? Like, West Coast Productions was like Marvel of porn, yo. They got, I mean, it really was. Oh my God, that should have been a title. I can't change. I got that Gran. But Marvel of porn, I may have to put as an alternate title.
The ass CU.
Yeah, the ass CU, bro.
The ass CU. All you need is Cherokee, and you're good,
bro. But all right, so we good. Have we talked about everything? Because I need to get into the Star Wars stuff.
No, I haven't said a word about anything that I was into.
Come on, dog.
Chase, why do you look like a weird? You know, like when you take a picture of your cat and his eyes are all weird. That's what you look like right now.
Yeah, your camera just got completely unfocused. I wasn't looking. I was typing. Did you do something?
no.
Yeah, your camera's completely unfocused. You look like a fucking you look like an anime villain at the beginning of the fucking movie. You know, when they don't want you to.
He looks like that dude from Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you look like when they have the killer because you got the glasses and like the reflection is like completely like reflected in the glasses so you can't see their eyes, like that type of shit. Yeah. All right, go ahead, Sam. Before we stop, fucking.
Oh dear God, stop that. No, okay. Well,
fix it. I'm fixed, motherfucker.
Why?
Now you're out of sync. You're out of sync now.
You're out of sync because you know why? Because you're not in the kitchen, and that's where the sink is.
I'm not in the sink, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No. So back when I was in high school, I used to listen to it's a conspiracy radio show. It's called Coast to Coast AM. It was hosted by Art Bell, and he's passed on recently, like in the last couple of years. So I used to listen to this because it was like I would be switching to the radio at like 2 a.m, and I'd be like, this guy's talking about aliens. This guy's talking about Area 51. This guy's talking about ghosts and demons, and I gotta listen to this. And it was great. It was great times. And like when Napster came out, I found someone posted up all the old episodes from the 90s. And I ripped those and I put them onto a CD on the MP3 because they're like 4-hour shows. We'll take them with me wherever. Like when I moved to Houston, those were pretty much the only thing I had to listen to because I didn't take my CDs. Because back then you still had your CDs in a little case, and I didn't bring mine with me. So years passed. Art Bell just kind of retired, and then he came back on Sirius XM like in 2013 or so. But he had a falling out with them, and then he had his own show for a while, like on his own like web stream, and then. There was like a weird thing that happened where he says that somebody was shooting at his house, and he wants he feels like his family's safety was above the show, so he stopped doing the show. And then about a year later, he passed away. So the people who were still doing his show, his original show, Coast to Coast AM, they pretty much suck now. They're pretty much not. They're trash now. The only good thing though is that now they're starting to post all the old episodes from the 90s. And you can stream them for free, but you have to download them. You have to pay $6. Guess what? I'm not going to do. I ain't about to pay that $6. So I just started ripping them, and I have them all right here in my OneDrive. They're going to go with me to work.
You actually used OneDrive?
It's the cheapest one for $6.99. You get a terabyte.
Ain't that like
it's the cheapest one?
What's the Google price like?
I think it's like $10 for like a terabyte. All the other ones, I think Apple is like $12 for a terabyte.
Oh, let me see what Google talking about because I thought about updating mine.
I think or either that or I just didn't like the way Google's. I don't think I like Google's UI. or
Oh,
something.
Google is like you pay $10 a month for 2 terabytes. No, I'm good.
Oh, it's 2 terabytes. Huh.
But it's like 200 gigs is like $3 a month.
Well, I just didn't like the way Google's. I didn't like the way their thing works. I just didn't
Yo,
like.
who the fuck needs this? Yo, their biggest plan is 30 terabytes. You pay $300 fucking dollars a month. Who the fuck needs this?
Businesses.
Bruh, what business needs 30 fucking terabytes?
I don't know.
In the cloud. Like, who needs this?
Companies that are on the go, they got their people on the go, going from state to state.
They don't want no MP4s. They want to go straight MKVs. So they're going to say, I'm going to give you this MKV. Here it is in my 30 gigabyte fucking Google Drive, motherfucker.
The only thing about OneDrive, though, is it's kind of iffy when it comes to playing, what formats it wants to play. I had Mr. Robot Season 1 on MKV. Will not play them. So that's one big no for OneDrive. But other than that, I like it. So anyway, for $9.99, I get 6 terabytes, but I get it spread across 6 different accounts. Okay. I have one master account, and then there's 5 other accounts that I can link it to. So for $9.99, I get 6 terabytes. But anyway, so yeah, I put them all on there, and so yeah, that's what I've been doing all week. I've just been, I hope I don't get a strike against me or something, or the Men in Black don't come to my house talking about where's our money go.
No, it's what's gonna happen when people start shooting up your house.
What's that? The people across the street are gonna start shooting back. I already know that already.
Didn't you just say that he walked away because he said people were shooting out of his house?
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, you're not gonna see me on the stream anymore. There's a rumor.
We don't see you on the stream now.
Good. No, there's a rumor going on about that man because it was just really, really iffy. The dude was just yeah, I'm out. And then they said he could have made it all up. There was another thing, the dude's wife died, and a month later he was already married to another. He was married to a 21-year-old a month later after his wife died mysteriously.
Sam, have you seen a movie called Waking Life?
I have not. I've seen Waking the Divine though. That was great.
Well, Waking Life is this movie is sort of about astral projection and dreams and philosophy and stuff, but it's all animated. They drew over real actors and whatnot. But it's been a long time since I saw it, and it was in our DVD thing. And then when I put it up there, and then when Plex got their actors together, it said Alex Jones. I was like, Alex Jones. And then I went back and see who he was in that movie, and there's a character in the movie that's driving around with a bullhorn on there, just yelling at people on the street, and that's Alex Jones.
Oh yeah. Oh, Art Bell also. Did you ever play the game Prey, the original one?
Yes.
Okay, Art Bell is the voice on the radio that you hear.
With the booty holes.
I never played it, so I don't know. But I know that he's Art Bell does the voice.
It had these portals that you kept having to go through, and they look like big booty holes.
Yep, the sphincters.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Sphincter doors.
And then then Halo tried to do the same thing with Halo 3.
That game was good, man. I really enjoyed Prey.
If the MIBs come up to my door, you'll know why.
I couldn't play it. Motion sickness and flipping upside down and all that kind of shit. Ugh.
Yeah, I can see
I tried. I tried.
That.
Actually, I think I played the demo and I felt so terrible after the demo. I was like, I can't play this game.
So one step kaboom, black suits fill the room. That might happen here.
Pretty much. You'll be all right.
All right, go ahead with your Star Wars.
All right. So, Star Wars fans.
What they doing, man?
Y'all motherfuckers be out here lying. And I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I understand some things about myself, and I'm not about to be out here lying to y'all. Okay, so there was Eisner from Disney did a book about his life, and in the book he talks about what happened with George Lucas and when they bought the rights to Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. And basically what had happened was they bought the Star Wars and they bought his stories of what he planned to do with future movies. they basically said like, we just gonna buy this shit from you, and like we can use it or we don't have to use it. So basically, they had a conversation about where they wanted Star Wars to go, and it was not in George's direction. But George sold the shit, and they told him up front, like, this is, we're going to buy this from you, but we don't have to use it. But Eisner said that he kind of felt bad because once they started talking about what they wanted to do, George felt a little bit betrayed by them, kind of, because they talked about this amongst themselves. They didn't really reiterate to George, like, I don't think we're really going to use this. They just said, we might use this, so we're just going to buy it all anyway. So basically George felt betrayed by them going in another direction for Star Wars. And so this is in Eisner's book. And all of the Star Wars fans are now pretending that George Lucas that they fucking did George Lucas wrong in all of this. Like, they did him wrong. And I watched a video of a guy talking about this, and he actually started fucking crying, talking about how much he loves Star Wars and he feels bad for George Lucas.
Don't feel bad for that man. He has billions of dollars.
Yeah, but no. I'm going to tell you something that's just going to make this shit worse. Now, I'm not a Star Wars fan. I never actually really sat down and really watched the movies until right before The Phantom Menace came out. So I was not one of those people that was around from the beginning. I only gave a shit about Star Wars because The Phantom Menace looked like it would be a cool ass movie, and I wanted to know what the rest of the shit was about.
That's my movie. Remember how you were asking, like, the movie that you thought was going to be great? Ended up being crap? That's mine.
Oh, no. That's exactly the point that I was going to make. Star Wars fans, because George Lucas felt betrayed by the direction that they're going in, they are now pretending they love the Phantom Menace.
What?
They are now pretending like they love the prequels. As much shit as they talked about the prequels until the fucking sequels came out.
Well,
they are now pretending. Like, this dude cried on a fucking YouTube video.
I noticed one
talking
thing
about how he loved the Phantom fucking Menace, and I said, "You are full of shit, sir." Because for the longest time, I have stood by and I said I kind of like the prequels. I still think 3 is the best movie of the bunch. Like I do. It's a personal thing. I'm not a Star Wars fan. Like I said, I came around the Phantom Menace time. I didn't think the Phantom Menace was terrible. It wasn't necessarily the best movie in hindsight, but Darth Maul was fucking dope, and he probably should have survived this shit. I know he survived in the Clone Wars cartoon or whatever, but that's a completely different situation. But I know what Star Wars fans have been saying about the prequels for fucking years. And now all of a sudden the Star Wars fans, because George Lucas felt betrayed by them going in a different direction, now all of a sudden they're talking about how much they love the fucking prequels, which is fucking nonsense.
Okay. First off, have you seen Solo?
Solo?
Yeah.
The Mario Van Peebles joint?
No. No, it's Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars. Okay. No, I have not. No. I have not.
You might want to watch that before you talk about Darth Maul.
Okay.
I'm going to spoil it for you. He's in it.
Okay.
He survived.
Okay, I'm not a fan, so this no spoilers.
No, he survived.
Okay.
So yeah, so now whatever they go with the storyline, it's going to involve him somehow. But anyway, so people our age, we were the ones that were complaining about the Phantom Menace, our age and a little older or whatever. I noticed online, on message boards and stuff, people the younger generation, the ones who actually grew up watching the prequels, as children, they're the ones who were all like, the Phantom Menace is great.
But see, like you said, the YouTube video that I watched
was this a grown ass man?
It was a grown ass man. It was not a child. It was a grown ass man, and I get it. He runs a Star Wars based channel.
I mean, but was he our age or was he 25? Because
he looked like he was close to. Well, he looked like he was closer to y'all's age. I mean, I just turned 40, so
because 25-year-olds grew up with that shit.
Yeah, like the ones that are like, yeah, they were about,
Yeah,
let's say about 5
but
or
like,
6.
until people were pissed off by the last movie, because they were not pissed off by the first sequel, they were pissed off by the second one, and until the second one came out, like no one had anything nice to say about the prequels. Like I've never heard people really go this far to talk about how much they like the prequels. And now all of a sudden, George Lucas said he felt betrayed by this shit, or actually Eisner said that George Lucas felt betrayed by all of this and he probably could have handled it better. Now all of a sudden they talking that shit. And I say this is fucking bullshit. This
Now,
is
if
absolutely
George
fucking
Lucas-
bullshit. Do you know how much shit they talked about George Lucas and his inability to
They
write
made a movie
fucking
about it.
dialogue?
The People versus George Lucas.
Yes, his inability to write dialogue. I mean, because like, let's be honest, like a lot of the shit Anakin was saying was just kind of fucking dumb, and it probably could have been written better. Like, there's a lot of this stuff like that people have been talking about for years, and then all of a sudden you act like you love this shit. That's fucking bullshit, and that shit had me boiling. I was boiling mad because this motherfucker cried. He was crying on a fucking YouTube video about this shit. I'm like, bro, you are seriously, you are a grown ass man crying over fucking Star Wars. And like crying is supposedly in some sort of support of a fucking billionaire who cashed out on your favorite fucking franchise. And now he felt like he was betrayed afterwards after he cashed out for billions of fucking dollars. And I know
Yeah,
that nigga George.
it's not like Disney just stole it from him. He sold it.
He sold it. And I know that nigga George Lucas, and I'm gonna call him a nigga because he married to a black lady who looked like she called him nigga all the time. But like, that nigga George Lucas,
like past assault.
that nigga George Lucas, like, how the fuck you gonna sell some shit and then feel any way about it? You sold it knowing that they could do whatever the fuck they wanted to with it. That's part of the process of selling something. You sold it to somebody and was like, man, I got these stories though. If you cared about those stories so much, you should have held on to your fucking product. But you sold it. So you can't feel no way about it after the fucking fact.
It's not like he was going to make many more movies anyway. He said he was done.
It's like when I finally turn Scarcasm over to Chase, I can't be mad at Chase being terrible. Like, I can't.
You're like, Chase, why was the Persona 5 show, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pooh Bear tried to play Persona 5 yesterday. That was funny. She kept dying. It was funny. And like, I don't know anything about Persona. I don't know anything about JRPGs, so I couldn't really help her. So it was just like a constant source of frustration for like an hour. And then she was just like, fuck it. She didn't even turn the fucking PlayStation off. She just got the fuck up. Like, she went to the home screen. She got the fuck up and left. Like, she left the TV on. The PlayStation was still on. She was so disgusted by that shit. She just got the fuck up and left.
She's like a SpongeBob meme. All right, I'm going to head out.
Yeah, basically. All right, I'm gonna like, fuck out of here. Yo, but like, that shit had me on fire, and I was actually gonna do a like little short show about the fucking Star Wars thing. And I was gonna post that shit to the feed because that shit had me hot, and I was just like, Dickie, you out here crying. You are crying about fucking Star Wars.
Something you have no control over. No control.
Yeah, like for real. I just like the idea of like fucking like crying about fucking Star Wars. Like that shit. Like, and crying because George Lucas felt betrayed by this shit. George Lucas, that nigga counting money. That nigga about that life. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, George Lucas is married to a black lady who probably calls him nigga all the time. But like, that nigga counting money. Like, he sold that shit for billions. It's not like they undercut him for him to sell the franchise. Like, he didn't get undercut. They bought the shit for billions of dollars that went straight to him. Like, it's not like they bought it from the corporation or whatever like that. He was the fucking corporation.
He was the corporation.
And
you know
I don't understand why they hated the Last Jedi.
I don't hate it. I just didn't think it was a good movie.
Bruh, I watched a review of The Last Jedi after I finally seen the movie. And my YouTube is constantly inundated with people who are mad about the last motherfucking Jedi. And like, it's just like all of these fucking, like, it's Rey and Mary Sue and all of this other stuff. And social justice warriors have ruined Star Wars and all of this shit. Like, I watch one fucking review and like, I get tons of this shit suggested to me. So like, there's tons of people out here talking shit about Star Wars, but this one dude said that he felt betrayed by some shit he shouldn't have felt betrayed by. And now all of a sudden you love this shit that came before, which you hated prior to the last fucking Jedi coming out. You hated it. Like, a lot of these motherfuckers absolutely hated the prequels. And now all of a sudden it's different. And now all of a sudden you feel for George Lucas, which, like, that shit wasn't the fucking case before The Last Jedi. I think I said my piece.
Fuck fandoms.
I'm not really a fan of a whole lot. So like, I can't really speak on fandoms, but like my whole thing is you ain't got to lie, Craig. Like, you ain't got to lie. You ain't got to lie and try to pretend like you love this shit forever. And you didn't prior to that last movie coming out. You didn't love this shit. You talk so much about it, especially about the fucking Phantom Menace. So like, you out here with these motherfucking crocodile tears, and I'm not buying this shit. Like, I'm not buying this shit. I will never, ever, ever watch it. Like, even if it's something that I think you got the goods on anything Star Wars related. I remember the motherfucker's name, and I will never watch any piece of his content ever again, because I think it's such bullshit. I mean, he literally got choked up and started fucking crying.
That sounds hilarious.
And it's hilarious in hindsight, but at the time I was fucking furious. Like, why are you out here lying, dog?
Meme his ass.
I don't do memes. I'm a fucking adult. I'm not just gonna do memes on people. Like, why the fuck would I do that? like,
It make you feel better about yourself.
I'm a grown ass man, dog. Like, why would I do that? Why would I do that? Like, no, that ain't what I'm about. But all right, so y'all got anything else, man?
No, man.
My TV shows are back, so I've been watching a lot of those. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I watched. I'm waiting for the second season of All American to start. It starts on the 7th. I'm about that life now. And I just watched it again because my girl watched it. And fucking All American is just fucking great. I fucking dig that shit. I like, at the time, like, Blue told me to watch it, and then like I was watching stuff on the CW app already, but I had already got past those 5 episodes, so I couldn't go back to the beginning, so I just waited. And like, I probably shouldn't have waited. It looked interesting, and I'll be happy when the new season comes out, because we got some questions that need to be answered, and I'm there for it.
Sounds good, man.
All right, so shout out to the people, man. Like, we appreciate y'all. I know I went off on a Star Wars tangent. I didn't really mean for it to be that much, but like, I literally was going to record a separate show of just me ranting and raving about this. And I figured, why not hold on to it and do it on the podcast? It's better than us looking at YouTube videos. So, that was mean. That was 100% mean. I probably shouldn't have said that. But fuck it. It is better than us looking at YouTube videos. But yeah, man. So like, we appreciate y'all, listening, checking your boys out. I really hope to be playing some games soon, now that everything with my brother and stuff is taken care of. And you know, the family seems to be good. Everything seems to be coming back to normal. Just to be able to sit down and, at the very least, like when I'm at work, being able to just put on some Marvel Ultimate Alliance and just trying to get some of that in will probably happen a little bit over the week, because the boss is going on vacation, so it's gonna be a whole lot of chilling. It's gonna be a whole lot of chilling at work this week. So I hopefully, at the very least, I'll have that, and I really need to get back to Borderlands, because I have not played it since that first day, which which sucks because I really was getting into it, and I realized that I spec'd my character wrong. So I'm gonna have to go back and either respec or just move to the right one. So, yeah. So, for the homies Sam and Jace, I'm Scarfinger. This is Scarcasm. We appreciate y'all listening, and we out of here, yo. Peace out to the Warriors.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling. All right, I ain't gonna talk.